What's up guys, Trey here with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're checking out the SR Performance Sport Short Throw Shifter for the T5 and T45 transmission on the 1983 to early 2001 V8 Mustangs, the 93 to 99 Mustang Cobras, and the 94 to 2004 Mustang V6s. If you're looking to enhance your driving experience with shorter, more precise gear changes, this shifter is definitely worth checking out. This short throw shifter offers major improvements over your stock shifter by significantly reducing the throw distance for faster and more accurate shifts. It features fully adjustable shift stops that protect your transmission from overshifting, which is particularly important during spirited driving or those track days. The ergonomic arms ensure comfort driving during operation, and once the boot is on, it provides a clean factory-style appearance. Whether you're hitting the track or just cruising around town, this upgrade enhances your connection to your Mustang's transmission for a more engaging driving experience. This shifter is built from high-quality billet aluminum for a combination of durability and lightweight performance. Hardened steel internal components ensure long-lasting reliability under aggressive driving conditions. The shifter is precisely engineered to reduce vibrations and provide a smoother, more confident shift feel, making it an ideal addition to your Mustang. As far as pricing goes on this, it's going to come in right around that $100 price range, which is a very reasonable price for the more efficient shifting that it's going to give you. Installing this short throw shifter is a straightforward process, requiring only about 1 hour to complete the job. On our difficulty meter, this is a 2 out of 3 wrench job, and the kit comes with all the necessary hardware and detailed instructions, allowing for an easy swap with no permanent modifications being necessary. Now, let's see exactly how this goes on with an install video from one of our AmericanMuscle.com customers.
These are the tools used for the installation. 3/4 inch ratchet wrench, an actual ratchet. You can use an assortment of extensions. I have a 6-inch and a 3-inch. You can probably do it without a swivel, but it would be a lot easier if you have a swivel to go with these. And then I ended up using an 8mm, a 10mm, and a 13mm socket, which will vary depending on the style of shifter you have before installation. Use a razor blade to clear off all the old gasket material between your original shifter and everything, so you can clean it off to apply new ones. Then an assortment of Allen keys. I used a 3/16 and a 4mm and a 6mm for the new Allen key bolts. And then to make everything a lot easier, I would recommend an impact, which is what I use, a socket adapter, make everything go by a little bit faster. What's going on, guys? Today we're going to install this SR Performance Short Throw Shifter for the 83 to mid-01 T5 T45. This is my 1999 SVT Cobra with a T45 transmission. First of all, we're going to take off the shift knob right here. It'll be different depending on your application. You might have the original one. This is not the original, so mine just rotates off. Put it over here to the side, and then this piece comes off, this nut comes off. Sit it down here. Then you want to take off your bezel. You should be able to just grab it by the edges. Try not to break nothing. Pull the clips out all the way around. And then pull up, and you got 2 connections back here, your cigarette lighter, and for me, your traction control. And take flathead over here, push in the side, pull out the connection for that one. This one you're going to pull up on those 2. Just try and push it up over the clip and push it away, kind of like that. And you got this out, set it off to the side. I like to try and tuck these kind of out of the way. And then you have 4 8mm bolts around the edge. Start by hand loosening. And then these back ones, they're pretty hard to get to. You can get to them if you take off, whatever you can try. What I like to do is get a swivel and an extension. And again, we go back down on there. And then we'll twist. What I like to do once I break them loose is I'm actually going to get a smaller extension. Impact. Take your time, make sure you get it on there correctly. Once you've removed all 4 of those, again, try and make sure these are out of the way. And you can go around so we pull it up. And another thing you'll have to do is remove these here, which I believe are 10mm. And take that off. And I like to push it in this side to pull it out this way first. Now that's off. Normally, if it looks like this, you'd want to replace it. Set that to the side. Now you have 4 more bolts to remove. Make sure, yep, these are going to be 13s. Same thing as before, you can continue to use your ratchet. I like to take the impact, make it a little quicker. Try not to do what I just did and drop it to the ground. Okay, that was both of them. That was the first time that's actually happened. All right. I only have one. And then, again, tuck these off to the side. And then, normally this has a good seal around it. I already took mine off before, so mine just pops off. But you may have to do what I've done before, is it had a fresh seal on it. And I had to go underneath the car with something to get on this edge and just kind of slightly tap it without damaging it to break the ring, because there's no real way to kind of come down here and pry out of the sides. So once you get that off, you'll take this out. This has all the stuff on it. I'm gonna sit this outside. So here you go. Now you're supposed to take I'm not gonna do this right now because I have some other things to do, and then I'll come back and redo this. But you take a razor blade and you're supposed to scrape all this gunk off the gasket maker. You scrape it all off as good as you can where it's about down to metal, and then whenever you go to redo it, you can buy a pre-made gasket, or you can use something like this ultra flat gasket maker to make a new gasket. I won't be doing, but you can do it. You just go around the edge. All right, so the next step, according to the instruction manual, you're supposed to take your shifter, take it all the way back one way, take the stoppers that were included, go all the way in until it touches. So it's touching right about there. And it says to back it out about 1/16 of an inch. I'm gonna back it out about there. Just tighten the nuts. What you'll wanna do is get a wrench like this to hold it in there. And I have 3/4 inch socket. And let me fix that. While you're holding it, you want to tighten this down to where it doesn't move. Maybe a little tricky while you're holding it. That way it's not touching, it's not going to just back out. Put it other way and do the same thing. Till it touches, back off by 1/16 of an inch. Tighten that. Hold your tighten it down. Make sure to check clearance again. I'm actually gonna have to back this one off because it tightened a little bit. There we go. Check and make sure, about 1/16 inch on both sides. Now this is where the instructions tell you to clear that off, but you can clear it all off before this or after. It says, you can see in the instructions, using a razor blade and a paper towel, carefully scrape off any silicone remaining on the base of the transmission. Pick out a silicone that drops into the transmission. Reapply a small thin bead of high heat silicone around the base of the transmission, which I'm not going to do right now because I will be coming back in here. But you just go kind of around the bolts, make sure it clears everything, and then you're going to install it. It goes this way. You got a longer plate up front on mine. Just try and make sure it goes. It should go into the, you'll feel it pop into the little bowl in there. Make sure it's aligned correctly on the bolt holes. And up here, I want you to take these Allens probably could have done this before you put that in there, which I'm gonna take it out and do. See, it actually took the cup right there. Make sure you install these studs with the Allen side facing up, not this side. I like to tighten them as much as I can by hand. You're gonna find the correct Allen size. Which I believe is 4mm. Make sure they're snug really well. You don't want to strip anything, but you don't want them backing out either. Now I'm going to reinstall this. Alright, let's try and install these now. Once you have all 4 of these snug down, you're going to take your 4 included nuts, which are, they seem to be 15s. You're going to carefully get those started on there without dropping them below the car. It's a very tight spot, so be careful. Just try your best not to drop it down to the ground. And it says you're going to want to torque these to 20 foot-pounds, and you were also supposed to torque these to 20 foot-pounds. I'm just going to leave both of those hand tight for now, but all 4 of these you should torque down to 20 foot-pounds. Now you're supposed to take this. Yours looks like this. You should probably replace it, which I will eventually. Put it back. Make sure you don't pinch any of those wires. Put the left side down first, or whichever you think is more comfortable. I like to push the left side down under there first, so you can see right here. Make sure it gets down on this side, and then pull it back over. Make sure you align all 4 of your holes. You're going to take and reuse 4 8mm bolts you took out. Pretty much just going in reverse now. Make sure these are all snugged up. Snug them all the way down, and then now what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your included brackets and install it whichever way you prefer. Either you got the top 2 holes or the bottom 2. I think I'm gonna go with the top 2. not too much room, so it's probably best to get them snugged almost all the way down by hand, and then try and use an Allen wrench. And that's when you make sure it's aligned properly, snug them down. This top piece, pretty much the same thing. This one you have more room, so you can kind of go from the side. Make sure you tighten them down good. And it says adjustment may be required for proper spring tension after shifter is installed in the vehicle. If the shifter is not self-center, adjust the centering spring tension. Do this by tightening or loosening the Allen plugs. If necessary, replace the springs with additional springs included in the kits. So that would mean if it doesn't, whenever you go first gear and you come out and it doesn't self-center, which mine doesn't. Mine self-centers a little bit. Maybe some more testing, but there are two. You see in the picture, there are two Allen plugs on each side that you remove, and it comes with 2 extra springs to put in there to help it self-center. Now, you take your factory boot back, take your traction control, and click it back on. Your cigarette lighter. Plug it back in the correct spot. Your shifter through there. Click it all back on. And for me, put my nut back on. On there, install my shift knob, and there you go.
All right, that's gonna wrap up our review and install of the SR Performance Sport Short Throw Shifter for the T5 and T45 transmissions on the 1983 through early 2001 V8 Mustangs, the 93 to 99 Mustang Cobras, and the 1994 to 2004 Mustang V6s. And for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.